You are gonna absolutely fall in love at first taste with this cookie. Welcome back to the Anabolic Hub, where we make anabolic deliciousness. We're back inside my kitchen today, and we're doing another original recipe, anabolic FUNFETTI cookies. These are loaded with protein, low in calories, and they're gonna be ideal for any weight loss plan, any main gaining plan, and certainly any shredding plan. You're gonna be able to substitute these cookies in for any protein bar that you might be having, any smaller snack you might be having. Keep yourself satiated, eating some FUNFETTI. Doesn't get any better than that. So with no further ado, let's get things started by having a look at the ingredients. Here we go. Vanilla-based casein protein powder, all-purpose flour, swerve, granular, baking powder, the one ingredient to rule them all, salt, plain non-fat Greek yogurt, ricotta cheese part skim. I can't believe it's not butter, the light one, sugar-free syrup, vanilla extract, swerve, brown, and of course our FUNFETTI morsels. So once again, this is another one of those magical recipes where we're mixing together some dry ingredients, we're mixing together some wet ingredients, and we're combining the two for some anabolic deliciousness. So let's get things started here by adding together our dry ingredients first. First dry ingredient we have here is a vanilla-based casein protein powder. Casein, not whey, not a whey casein blend, casein protein powder, vanilla-based. Do not use whey. The batter will be soupy and the end product will be dry. Here we have pre-measured 99 grams of our vanilla-based casein protein powder going in. Next, you need 75 grams of your all-purpose flour. Then you need 40 grams of your swerve granular. $40 grams on the money. Then we need 3 grams of our baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. 3 grams. Then it's 2 grams of the salt. And then once you have all of your dry ingredients in your large mixing bowl, you're ready to sift everything together. Or you can stir it with a whisk. But I'm gonna be fancy, and I'm gonna sift. Or sieve? It's sieve. Sieve, sieve, sift, whatever, mix them together. Use a whisk if you don't have a sifter. If you want one, link in the description box so you can get one. All right, let's let the sifting begin. Sifting done. Next, we're gonna mix together our wet ingredients, starting with 42 grams of our I can't believe it's not butter, the light one. Using our negative scale measuring system, 42 grams on the money. Then we need 30 grams of our sugar-free syrup. Then we need 20 grams of our swerve brown sugar. Then it's gonna be 5 grams of your vanilla extract. And in case you didn't know, to make measuring out your vanilla extract more accurate, you can poke a hole in your new bottle of vanilla extract and make it come out much slower and controlled. Then we need 200 grams of our non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Negative scale measuring system again. And with what's left on our spoon, we have 200 grams of the non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Exactly. And yes, ricotta Kenny is back. We're using it in this recipe yet again, adding some great texture and flavor to this. We're gonna be putting in 60 grams of our ricotta cheese part skim. Just wanted to break in real quick here to remind you to smash the like button, consider subscribing if you're not subscribed, and let's talk about FUNFETTI. Tell me a FUNFETTI memory in the comment section down below. What does it make you think of? Let's talk about FUNFETTI memories. All right, back to the video. And for our last wet ingredient, we're going to need 14 grams of our FUNFETTI morsels melted in the microwave for about 30 to 60 seconds. Depending on your microwave, it's gonna vary. But you wanna get them nice and melted, and don't stir them up in whatever container you use to melt them. They'll be much easier to scoop in, and you'll get more of it into your mixing bowl. If you just know that they're melted, scoop them up, put them in, and mix them when they get into the bowl. Same thing is gonna happen. You're gonna get everything well incorporated anyway. Just makes things a little simpler. And once you have all of your wet ingredients in the bowl, it's time to mix them up. And once you have everything well incorporated and you've mixed until you think you've mixed enough and then you mix some more, you're done. Now you really want to mix this very well. You want to make sure you get as much of that funfetti melted morselness deliciousness spread throughout your wet ingredients. It's just going to make sure it gets into every single cookie that we're about to make here. And now that we have our wet ingredients well incorporated, it's time to add in our dry ingredients, which we're going to do in 3 separate batches. Batch number 1. Batch number 2. And of course, batch number 3. And once you've combined your wet ingredients and your dry ingredients together, you're gonna have a consistency of dough that looks a little bit like this. You're gonna see that it might seem a little crumbly. It's not. It's gonna work just fine once you go to start forming the cookies. Not gonna be a problem at all. Our last step is to fold in 28 grams of our funfetti morsels. I'm not gonna put all of the morsels in there to fold in. I'm gonna save some out to put on top. Just gonna make for a better presentation, and it's also going to ensure that you get a funfetti morsel in every single bite of cookie deliciousness. And once you've folded in about 2/3 of your funfetti morsels into the dough, it is time to go over to a cookie sheet layered with parchment paper, or you could use tinfoil oil, spray it down with some nonstick. I find that might burn the bottoms of the cookies sometimes, so if you can use parchment paper, I highly recommend that you do. We're gonna do that. We're gonna form 8 cookies. So it always does seem to take a little bit of reshaping to get the number of cookies that I want, but I do have 8 cookies done here. Now you do not have to make them too thick. These are gonna rise up. They're gonna be pretty dense, so don't worry about having to take some dough from one. I always end up making the first one a little too big and it kind of messes up the ratio after that. So it did take me a little while to form the 8 cookies, but I did get 8 evenly sized cookies to go across the cookie sheet here. Now we're gonna add on the rest of our funfetti morsels, and then it's time to get baking. Our funfetti cookies are ready to go into the oven. We have it preheated at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius. We're going to bake them up for about 7 to 9 minutes, checking them along the way. We're gonna let them completely cool, and then it's over to the taste test table. I just took the cookies out of the oven after exactly 9 minutes. They've puffed up just a little bit. They'll shrink back down and look like regular cookies as they're cooling here. So we're gonna wait about 10 to 15 minutes, let these completely cool off, and then it's over to the taste test table. We're back at the taste test table yet again to try another cookie, funfetti cookies. Oh my goodness, the amount of sweetness in this and the amount of anabolic deliciousness is unbelievable. I realize that some of you may not be able to find funfetti morsels, and that is okay. This recipe works great with white chocolate morsels as well. Still tastes delicious, still has the same macros, just as easy to make. So if you can't find funfetti chips, funfetti morsels, that's what you want to do for this one. Maybe get some funfetti frosting, just a little bit to add into the batter to get more of an authentic funfetti taste. But I digress on other options. Let's get back to what we made. Assuming you can find the funfetti morsels, it's going to be incredible. Let's get right to our taste test here. I'm going to grab the cookie I have laid out right here. I am going to give you a close-up look as to what it looks like there. You can see those funfetti morsels all over the place. This is so good. I've already had them, of course, but let's do a taste test here. First bite, best bite. Always don't care what you say. Here we go. Oh my. If you like funfetti, even a little, and who only likes funfetti a little, you are gonna absolutely fall in love at first taste with this cookie. It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The moisture in the middle of the cookie is unbelievable. It has an authentic cookie texture. Let them cool for 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. If you can transfer them to a wire rack, they will cool even better and the bottoms won't be quite as moist, if you will, and they will cool off even faster, of course, being on the wire rack. So if you have one of those, highly recommend that you do that. But man, either way, after letting them completely cool, they are so friggin' good. It is unbelievable. Ugh, that funfetti flavor. Being a vanilla guy growing up, this is something that is just so awesome to have in the anabolic arsenal with 10 plus grams of protein per cookie. Unreal. This is something that you're going to want to put into your rotation ASAP. If you like yourself a soft baked cookie, this is going to be the one for you. As soon as you take a bite, you get a blast of funfetti. Melting the morsels and putting them into the batter really does ensure that you get funfetti flavor throughout the entire cookie. So you're not only relying on the chips that you folded in and put on top, you're getting it spread out throughout the entire batter. So you are ensured there will not be a bite that is not funfetti anabolic deliciousness ever. It could quite easily be a replacement for any protein bar that you're having as well. Just like that, one of them's gone. Now typically, this is where I tell you that I've had one cookie and I'm already feeling full. And it's a little true, but to be completely honest with this recipe, you really need to have 2 of them before you start to feel full and satiated. That shouldn't be too much. Anyone should be able to fit that into a snack for their day. And after you have that second cookie, I'm telling you, you're gonna be good, able to get to the next meal, not gonna be starving, not gonna be wondering, looking at the clock, when am I gonna get to that next main meal? These will do it for you, keep you satisfied, keep you on track for your fitness goals, no problemo. Why don't we reload here? So just like the other anabolic cookies that I've made in the past, once you let these sit until the next day or maybe next couple days, they get even better from a texture perspective. Something about letting it sit for a little while just makes it all come together better. More of the flavors come out. You meal prep these out. You got 4 days of snacks, easily double the batch. You got it for the whole week. It's an ideal grab and go snack if you're running out of the house to get somewhere. You grab a couple of these, you eat them on the way. There's no wrapper, there's no mess. You eat them, they're gone, you're happy, you're making gains, you're satisfied, you're delighted, you can't wait to make the next batch. I'll flash up the macros right here so we can take a look at exactly what's in them. You can see what's in the entire batch and then per cookie. No brainer from an anabolic perspective. Like I said, loaded with protein. You got low fat. Not that we need to avoid fat at all costs. I know I say low fat and everybody in the comment section goes nuts. Obviously, you can get your fat from other sources for the day. We want to get the healthy fats in. But something like this, where you can get a cookie that's low in fat, that's tough to do. And this is something that really works well. The only problem you're going to have is not that you're hungry and you're going to want to eat too many of these, like an Anabar. Just kidding, sorry. Don't want to go back to the drama. You're not going to need to eat a ton of these. You're not going to want to eat a ton of these. I'm telling you, have 2, you're going to be satisfied. I'm halfway through my second cookie, and I'm already starting to feel full. Here we go, comment section. Oh, you sound like Rem. I'm telling you. It's a fact. I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. I don't say it about every recipe. Go back and watch the videos. I don't say it after every recipe. The ones that do, being honest here. But it's getting to be about that time. I gotta get up out of here, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.